Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star 2 episode number 29 based on novel. So let's start. Inside the flying boat. Luo Feng read the entire intelligence in detail. The intelligence included a relatively detailed introduction to General Yong Hu, as well as the entire process of the attack by the Food Nation. As the guardian of a forbidden area, Luo Feng knew more than this intelligence. General Yong from the capital of the Kingdom of Yu has cultivated an infinite divine body and his strength is unfathomable. I didn't expect that even with the help of the Huyang city formation, he couldn't kill Xu Yun. Luo Feng was secretly shocked. After this battle, the reputation of Blood Cloud God became greatly enhanced. Whether it is the Yu Kingdom or the Shi Kingdom, they will value Blood Cloud God more. The next time the Yu Kingdom takes action, it will only send a stronger force than General Yong. The Shi Kingdom will also play the role of Blood Cloud God more effectively. This is also what Lord Blood Cloud does not want to see. In the future, the tasks will become more and more difficult, and the dangers will become greater and greater. On the Food Kingdom side, Xu Yun, Yu Qianhu, and Yu Qianni, all three of them are still alive. Given the Food Kingdom's style of doing things, they will not give up. Luo Feng immediately drove the flying boat straight to the place where General Yong and Xu Yun were fighting. Master, where are we going? Morosa noticed that the route had changed. Let's go to the place where General Yong and Blood Cloud fought. Luo Feng said, and Morosa seemed to be thinking about something. Moment. The flying boat arrived at the place where the battle took place. Luo Feng saw that a large number of Huyang guards had gathered and had blocked the area, prohibiting other citizens in the city from approaching. Leave quickly. Seeing a flying boat approaching, the Huyang guards immediately came over to drive it away. Luo Feng put away the flying boat, and the invisible field also protected Mo Yu Chenyang. As for Morosa, he naturally did not need his protection. A team of Huyang guards who were preparing to expel Luo Feng were shocked when they saw Luo Feng's appearance. Lord Luohe. The Huyang guards were quite respectful. They knew the basic information of all the eternal true gods in Huyang city and could recognize them at a glance. When they were patrolling the entire city, they did not dare to provoke the eternal true god, otherwise the eternal true god would hide in a small universe and quietly wipe them out. Unless the city lord's mansion paid a huge price, it would not be able to find out the identity of the murderer. I'll take a look here. Luo Feng said. The Huyang guards didn't dare to say anything more and immediately retreated. Luo Feng looked ahead. In the vast area blocked by Huyangwei, there are many densely populated residential areas and some family caves, but now the interior is empty. All dead, not a single one left. A strong sense of resentment gathered in this area. More than 8 billion true gods were killed in an instant. The anger, unwillingness, despair, and resentment at the moment of death, all kinds of strong wills were entangled together, forming a terrible resentment. With so much resentment, the Huyang guards only dared to block the perimeter, and the eternal true gods would come to deal with the resentment. This kind of thing is happening everywhere in the origin continent. Not to mention me, even the God King can't change it. This is the law of the jungle. Luo Feng watched this scene silently. Although there are laws and regulations, their binding force is ultimately limited. Wouldn't it be possible for the Chaos Lords to swallow up the creatures of an entire large city and be free and easy? Even if Mai Wuchi massacred his people, he could escape severe punishment according to the law without Luo Feng's intervention. Brother Luo He. A tall figure flew over from the distance. Luo Feng turned around and saw that the person coming was Yan Chenyang. Yan Chenyang, who was always enthusiastic in the past, now had a trace of sadness. You are here too. Luo Feng looked at him. I'm here to see off my disciples. Yan Chenyang looked at the vast area filled with resentment ahead and sighed. Just tonight, 8,039 disciples of my Chenyang sect died. They lived in this area. Luo Feng was startled. After all, Chenyang sect was a weapon-refining sect founded by Yan Chenyang. It had many disciples over the long years, so it was normal for there to be more than 8,000 of them in this area. I also lived in Chenyang sect for a period of time, and perhaps these 8,039 disciples had seen me from afar. Most of these disciples are mediocre, but they still work very hard and want to seize every opportunity. Yan Chenyang sighed, in my Chenyang sect, anyone who can pass the numerous tests has the opportunity to become my direct disciple. Among these 8,039 disciples, there is one who is my direct disciple, named Mengsha. Mengsha's parents died when he was a child, and he entered my Chenyang sect after he grew up. He worked very hard and studied every step of refining very carefully. In the end, he passed many tests and became my direct disciple. Yan Chenyang said, who would have thought that tonight, he would be affected and died. Luo Feng silently looked at the vast area filled with only resentment. I got the information that the leaders of the Food Nation, Xueyun, Yu Qianhu, and Yu Qianni, still alive? Yan Chenyang looked at Luo Feng. According to the information, Brother Luo He, you also took action this time? I have fought with Yu Qianni before, and he is quite powerful. Yu Qianhu will be even stronger. Luo Feng said, especially Xueyun, who is much stronger than the intelligence records in the past. It's also much crazier than before. Yan Chenyang looked at the area ahead. He was very patient in the past and never slaughtered so wantonly. But this time it affected more than 8 billion people. And the 3 of them are still alive. I'm afraid there will be other actions. The fight between Sha State and Yu State will last for a long time. Luo Feng said. Yes, it will continue. This is my hometown, and I really don't want to see it destroyed by the fight between the two countries. Yan Chenyang looked at the area. Luo Feng and Yan Chenyang looked at the vast area side by side. After a long time, the two of them separated and left. The eternal true gods who came here were naturally not only Luo Feng and Yan Chenyang, but all the forces in the entire Huyang city were shocked by this conflict. After all, conflicts have existed for a long time, but they have never been so intense in the past. The appearance of General Yong, as well as the strength and madness of Lord Blood Cloud, made all the forces in the city tremble. Chenyang Gate. Yan Chenyang came back and summoned the old servant. Master. A metal creature saluted respectfully. Uncle Chiu. Yan Chenyang looked at him with a smile. I need your help with something. Master, you are always so polite. Uncle Chiu grinned, his golden face smiling brightly. Yan Chenyang looked at Uncle Loach. He returned to his hometown Huyang city alone and walked all over the city, and finally found Uncle Chiu, his former servant. Later, when he established Chenyang sect, Uncle Chiu was also the person he trusted the most, helping him deal with all the big and small matters of Chenyang sect. I'm giving you this secret letter. Once my karma disappears, you must immediately pass it to the 5 people on the list. Yan Chenyang said. The cause and effect dissipated? Uncle Chiu, the metal life, was stunned and looked at Yan Chenyang. Master, you have always loved teaching those disciples and making friends. This world is still very exciting and interesting. Don't give up. I don't want to die. I'm just planning to do something dangerous. Yan Chenyang said. A dangerous thing? Master, do you have to do it? Uncle Chiu looked at him. This is a very meaningful thing. Yan Chenyang smiled brightly. After I return to Huyang City, I hope that every day of my life will be meaningful. I must do this. After saying that, Yan Chenyang turned and left. Master. Uncle Chiu looked at Yan Chenyang's departing back and tears flowed down his face. Dream Flower Tower. Entropy Chenyang came here. Chenyang, why are you here? The owner of Menghua Tower came to see him with a smile. As one of the 2 eternal true gods who was most infatuated with her in the city, the owner of Menghua Tower still cared about Yan Chenyang very much. I want to see you. Yan Chenyang looked at the owner of Menghua Tower. The divine body of the owner of Menghua Tower contains the source of the laws that she has comprehended. In her, one can naturally see the figure that one wants to see most in one's heart. In Yan Chenyang's eyes, the owner of Menghua Tower already looked like his wife, with his wife's aura and smile. Just keep staring at me like this? Menghua Tower Master said with a smile, "Shall I have a few drinks with you?" "Okay." Yan Chenyang smiled and nodded. "Do you know what happened tonight? The blood cloud god slaughtered more than 8 billion lives in Huyang City." Menghua Tower Master exclaimed, "It's really horrible. I'm afraid Huyang City will never have peace in the future. It's terrifying." Yan Chenyang raised his glass. "Let's drink." We just chatted and drank. I don't know how much time passed before Yan Chenyang said goodbye and left. The owner of Menghua Tower personally saw him off. Strangeness. The owner of Menghua Tower watched Entianian disappear into the night sky, a little puzzled. Today's Entianian speaks differently than usual. Then she didn't think any more about it and returned to her Menghua Tower. Flying in the night sky. Yan Chenyang looked at this prosperous city. This city held many good memories for him. "All the treasures and cosmics and I have stored in the Dark Palace, please hand them over to Lord Luoha if I die." Yan Chenyang saw an ordinary cave in the distance and immediately contacted the Dark Palace of the Yangfeng Guild Hall. A long time ago, all his precious treasures and cosmic sand were placed in the Dark Hall of the Yangfeng Hall. Entropy Sky Flame flew to the front of the cave. "Open the door," Yan Chenyang urged. The cave door opened and Entropy Sky Flame flew in. In this ordinary cave, in front of a pavilion, Sang Shuiyun was sitting there drinking lonely. "You're here." Sang Shuiyun looked at him. In the entire Huyang city, only Yan Chenyang can easily enter Sang Shuiyun's cave. "Yeah." Yan Chenyang also walked aside and sat down. "Drink with me." Sang Shuiyun threw a wine jug over. Yan Chenyang took the wine pot and looked at it. "Brother Sang, you and I were both alone in Huyang City. When I saw you, I seemed to see my own shadow. You are also obsessed with the owner of Menghua Tower like me, and you are as carefree as I am. No, you have concerns. You established the Chenyang sect and trained a large number of disciples to refine weapons." Sang Shuiyun said. "I always thought you and I were the same." Yan Chenyang looked at Sang Shuiyun. "You and I are the same. You are also my only friend in Huyang City." Sang Shuiyun looked at him. "You can even be considered my only friend in this world. You and I are actually different." Yan Chenyang said softly, "I gradually discovered that you don't care about anything. You don't even care about destroying the world. Even if it's me, you will kill me without hesitation if you want to." Sang Shuiyun frowned and looked at him. "Brother Entropy, what are you talking about? In the entire Huyang city, the only person you can't hide from is me." Yan Chenyang looked at Sang Shuiyun. "If you hadn't started to go crazy, I really wouldn't want to expose it." Sang Shuiyun looked at him silently, his eyes turning cold. "Lord Blood Cloud, did I recognize you correctly?" Yan Chenyang looked at him. Sang Shuiyun looked at him, but there were streams of power escaping into the depths of the earth, quickly moving away from the cave. "Brother Entropy, I didn't expect you to look at me like this." Sang Shuiyun said in a low voice, "I do have some secrets, and you have secrets too. I thought we understood each other and would not pursue each other's secrets. I didn't expect you to investigate me and even think that I might be the Blood Cloud Lord. Do you think a lone cultivator like me can have that kind of strength?" Yan Chenyang looked at him. "Are you still denying it now? You really made a mistake." Sang Shuiyun looked at him. "Since I admit my mistake, why has your real body escaped?" Yan Chenyang looked at him. Sang Shuiyun was silent. "Brother Entropy, it seems that you are stronger than I expected. You can detect my method of escape." Sang Shuiyun sighed. His method of escape was integrated into the 3 Chaos Realm moves. It was silent and ordinary eternal true gods could not detect it at all. "I'm not good at anything, I just know a little bit about refining weapons." Yan Chenyang said, "It's just that after returning to Huyang City, I didn't want to compete anymore. The outside world said that my refining skills are among the best in Huyang City." "You are the best without fighting?" Sang Shuiyun looked at him. "I knew you were the same as me. You and I are different." Yan Chenyang looked at him. "You and I are both very lonely in this world, and we don't have much attachment. But I am very grateful for the experiences of this life. I watch the wonders of the world and the practitioners one by one. They have their own pursuits and their own loves, just like you and I in the past, full of fighting spirit and desire. This world is wonderful, why do you have to destroy it all? Yan Chenyang looked at him, why do you want to destroy it all? As long as I can become stronger, sacrificing everything is worth it. Sang Shuayun's eyes were cold, even if billions of living beings are destroyed, so what? Sang Shuayun, will definitely become the Lord of Chaos, and in the future I will become the God King. So what if you become a God King? Yan Chenyang looked at him. Even if you become a God King, there are still ancient forces like the Flame Wind Ancient Country and the Thunder Ancient Country that are far superior to you. There will always be stronger forces than you in the vast origin continent. Sang Shuayun said coldly, I am alone in this world, now I just want to practice and become stronger. Becoming stronger just for the sake of becoming stronger? Yan Chenyang shook his head, you and I are really different. Of course it's different. Sang Shuayun said, you are just an inconspicuous little wave on the origin continent, and I will be like the vast universe, dominating everything. Countless lives on the entire origin continent will be affected by me, and my will determine the life and death of countless lives. Yan Chenyang looked at him, so, are you happy? Sang Shuayun was stunned. No matter how powerful you are, no matter how many lives you can decide, ask yourself, if you are still lonely and in pain, then your path is a painful one. Yan Chenyang looked at Sang Shuayun, we met once, I just hope you can take a path that will bring you relief and happiness, and that will allow you to face the path you once loved with ease. No matter how the outside world changes, your inner feelings are real. Yan Chenyang looked at Sang Shuayun. Ha ha ha, you actually tried to change me? Sang Shuayun looked at Yan Chenyang, we have known each other for too long, I can see through your thoughts at a glance. Yes, I am trying to change you. I know I can't stop you. Even the Yu Kingdom may not be able to kill you. A practitioner as sinful as you could really become the Lord of Chaos or even the God King. I only hope that in the future, a peerless strong man will face this world with kindness, not malice. Yan Chenyang looked at Sang Shuayun. Ha ha ha. Sang Shuayun's eyes were filled with madness. You have your way, and I have mine. What good and evil? My will is the will of heaven and earth, and the will of all living things. Yan Chenyang shook his head slightly. Since you are here, you must have a backup plan. Sang Shuayun looked at him, what is your backup plan? No one in the entire Huyang city can kill me now. Even General Yong is worried about affecting countless lives. So your backup plan is to rely on a big force? How clever, said Yan Chenyang. What backup plan have you arranged? Sang Shuayun stared at him. Tell me, and I can spare your life. You guess. Yan Chenyang said with a smile, I can't say that my backup plan will definitely kill you, but I think there should be a 90% chance of it. What's the backup plan? Sang Shuayun's eyes were full of madness. Let me test your strength. The strength of Lord Blood Cloud. Entianian suddenly punched out. He was unarmed, but just one punch brought a force that made the heaven and earth tremble. Sang Shuayun stood still, letting the punch pierce his chest, and his whole body was flowing like a wave of blood. The invisible domain enveloped the entire cave. Sang Shuayun, who was in the form of a blood wave, stared at Yan Chenyang. You refined your divine body by yourself, and refined it like a mechanical secret treasure. Brother En, your weapon refining skills are indeed far superior to those of the entire Huyang city. You shouldn't die like this. Tell me, what backup plan do you have? Knowing the backup plan will help you deal with it better. He knew Yan Chenyang too well. Yan Chenyang seemed to be enthusiastic in making countless friends and treating countless disciples of the sect in a friendly manner, but in terms of calculation, he was no less than Sang Shuayun. They both understand each other very well. Do you think I will tell you? Yan Chenyang shook his head. Then I can only send you off myself. Sang Shuayun's body turned into a blood wave that completely enveloped Entropy Chenyang. Entropy Chenyang, who was enveloped by the blood wave, turned his head and looked at this world. This world is so wonderful, but you want to kill and destroy it wantonly, just for a glimmer of hope for a breakthrough. Under the erosion of blood waves, Entropy Chenyang's body quickly melted away, and the heart of the true god was annihilated. Sang Shuayun stood there silently. Yan Chenyang was dead. His only friend in this world was killed by his own hands. Anyone who stands in my way shall die. Sang Shuayun had no expression on his face. He looked around and said, "There is no ambush at all. It seems that you don't have any hope in the strong men in Huyang City. Are you going to use external forces to kill me?" This blood cloud power also quietly disappeared into the ground. There was a battle here, and it is no longer suitable for living. In an ordinary residence, Uncle Chio, the metal life, looked at the night sky and waited nervously. Suddenly, the cause and effect of the sect leader, Entropy Chenyang, disappeared in his cause and effect communication order. "Master." Uncle Chio's heart trembled. He knew that the master was dead after all. Without any hesitation, Uncle Chio immediately sent the secret letter to the 5 targets according to the previous arrangement of the sect leader. In fact, Yan Chenyang was not absolutely sure that Sang Shuayun was Shuayun, so he needed to confirm it. He was worried that by the time he confirmed it, he would die before he could spread the news. So he asked Uncle Chio to help spread the secret letter. In fact, Yan Chenyang also used the cause and effect communication order to convey more specific information. At the city lord's mansion, Mo Liming was dealing with the aftermath. After all, the blood cloud god had slaughtered over 8 billion lives, which would have a huge impact on the entire Huyang city. If things went wrong, it would probably cause a large-scale panic. Mo Liming first received the message from Yan Chenyang, and then received the secret letter from Uncle Chio. The true identity of Lord Blood Cloud is Sang Shuayun. Mo Liming showed a look of surprise. This Sang Shuayun has lived in Huyang City for too long. I have met him many times in Menghua Tower. Wherever he has been, there must be traces. The more traces there are, the more we can try to deduce the secrets and track down his whereabouts. Mo Liming read the complete secret letter from Yan Chenyang. What a great Yan Chenyang! He actually has a cause and effect tracking order, and the cause and effect tracking order contains the cause and effect of Sang Shuayun. With this cause and effect tracking order, can we track Sang Shuayun? Mo Liming was overjoyed. This is easy. If we can track his location, the Marquis can make a careful plan and eliminate him in one fell swoop. Even if his strength rivals that of General Yong. But as long as the location is determined and arrangements are made in advance, it is entirely possible to mobilize a force powerful enough to wipe them out in one fell swoop. Entropy Chenyang has really made a great contribution. Just as Mo Liming was excited, he suddenly discovered that the cause and effect communication had caused the cause and effect of Entropy Chenyang to dissipate. He's dead? Mo Liming's heart trembled. His copy of the Karma tracking order is kept in the Yangfeng Guild Hall. Only my father Mo Lixiao can go and claim it. Mo Liming did not dare to hesitate and immediately went to report the information. This is the information that Yan Chenyang left behind at the cost of his life. In fact, Sang Shuayun was very careful. Even though he and Yan Chenyang were close friends, he never left any blood or other things behind, so as not to let Yan Chenyang locate the cause and effect. But Sang Shuayun didn't understand the methods of a weapon master. Their long-term relationship meant that they would have a cause and effect relationship. With the cause and effect relationship between them, Entropy Chenyang was able to imprint it into the cause and effect tracking order to track Sang Shuayun's location. In Yan Chenyang's opinion, as long as Lord Blood Cloud is causing trouble, the Yu Kingdom will not be able to tolerate it 2 or 3 times, even if it tolerates it once. If the state of Yu wanted to kill a Blood Cloud Lord, it would be a very safe bet with the Karma tracking order to determine his location. But Yan Chenyang also knew that there were too many variables in the future and he could only do his best. The owner of Menghua Tower was playing a tune alone in the small building when suddenly she received a message. The owner of Menghua Tower checked. The true identity of the leader of the Food Nation, Blood Cloud Lord, is Sang Shuayun. At this moment, the top forces in Huyang City all know this news. But don't worry, the City Lord's mansion owes me a lot, and I have asked them to take care of you. In addition, the top forces in the city are all quite friendly with me, and I believe they will not cause you any trouble. If you really encounter a big danger in the future, other forces are unreliable, and only her Lord can help you. I know his character. For my sake, he will help you once. Don't trouble him too much. He is afraid of trouble. Once he hates you, he will no longer care whether you live or die. Don't worry about Sang Shuiyun. He won't come to Menghualu again. Menghua, your illusion technique is really average. You are at the bottom of the list among the eternal true gods who are good at illusion techniques. You must practice hard in the future. In this world, you have to rely on yourself in the end. This secret letter confused the owner of Menghua Tower. Yan Chenyang and Sang Shuiyun are the only two eternal true gods who are obsessed with her. Is Chenyang dead? The owner of Menghua Tower discovered that the cause and effect communication had caused the cause and effect of Chenyang to disappear. She stood there in a daze, feeling a rumbling in her mind. Too many thoughts made it difficult for her to calm down. Inside the cave, on top of a high mountain, Luo Feng sat cross-legged and practiced meditation. He did not use the causal communication order and could not receive the causal communication, but he received the information from the Dark Hall of the Yangfeng Guild Hall. Lord Luohe, Yan Chenyang is confirmed dead. According to his instructions before his death, the more than 3 million cosmic sands and all the treasures including a secret letter he left in the Dark Hall of my Yangfeng Guild Hall are all handed over to you. Please come to the Dark Hall of Yangfeng Guild Hall in person to claim them. This piece of information stunned Luo Feng. Entropy Chenyang, confirmed dead? This video will end here.